All right, welcome to Game Overcast episode 13. I am, as always, your host, Matt, and today we are back in Houston. I decided to drag up Junior, see how he could do this time. How you doing, Junior?
I'm doing pretty good, guys. How's it going, everybody?
Fantastic. And then we need a third host, so it's been raining really bad today, and the fellow kind of washed in on a river, so we're going to give him a chance. Say hello to John. Hi, John.
Hi. How's it going?
That's not his real voice, guys.
No, it's not. It's close, but no. It's good.
And in case I didn't hear, Matt said it was raining really bad
It
outside.
was.
Raining.
What did I say it was doing?
Ronin.
Ronin. It's Ronin.
I heard Ronin.
There's lots of small rabbits flying by at Mach 10. Delicious.
Fast food.
All right, so John, you're new here. Who are you? Tell us about yourself. Why are you interesting? Or at least
My existence itself is quite amazing. Thanks.
Okay, what's the truth about
Truth, I am the store manager at the Webster store in Houston for Game Over Videogames. I've been here since we've opened. It's actually been a fun ride so far. Love working for the company.
Okay, that's your job description. What makes you...
I would say, I know. Your boss is going to listen to this, but he's not going to give you bonus points.
David.
Yeah, I know. That's fine. And I still like the guy.
But that's cool, though.
But no, overall, I've been gaming for a very long time. Kind of got out of it a little bit, and I'm hoping that some of these new systems are going to get me back into it. So we'll see where things go.
Hope doth springeth eternal.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we usually do a little now playing. We're going to try to make it quick just because we do have... The past two shows we have run over. I'm sorry. It's mostly my fault because I don't shut up. It's
I'm
not going to
sure
change.
they love it.
Yeah, somebody out there does.
Somebody out there
Somebody.
does.
Some masochist out there really loves listening to me talk.
God, I love that Matt's voice.
Matt's voice.
Well, because there's lots of Matts, so that Matt.
This Matt.
That Matt.
No.
I'm not that Matt. I'm this Matt.
No, you're that Matt.
Specifically, I'm Bat Matt, actually. I
But
have a
you'd be
costume.
that Matt, though.
I don't like you.
Matt.
That's fine, whatever. Okay, so now playing. So real quick, I'll start mine.
Okay.
I just picked up finally one of my favorite Sega CD games. I got Terminator, or the Terminator, as it specifically said. Awesome Sega CD platformer. It's sort of like a side-scroller Contra platformer shooter thing. And you go very, very loosely through the scenes of the movie, so you have lots of like future war stuff, and then you have the thing where you break into, I don't know, it's not Cyberdyne, but Skynet, and you go to the time machine. And I mean, just think kind of generic side-scrolling shooter, but with this really awesome 90s cheesy Sega CD soundtrack.
Is it kind of like the Sega one? Like just a regular Sega? Because they had a... Oh, no, I'm thinking of...
No, they made a couple Terminators for the Sega. There's
okay.
There was a
was
couple
T2.
side scrollers.
It was
Yeah,
T2.
It's Terminator 1. It's a side scroller, and it's not like the arcade port. It's just straight up like Contra, pretty much.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Really fun game. I've been playing the heck out of it.
Oh, yeah?
It's probably not actually that good, but it's one of the games I had when I was a kid. The soundtrack's like killer. I mean, as most things Sega CD, if you like kind of like cheesy 90s video game music.
Anything Sega that didn't really have a good soundtrack in my opinion.
No, Sega had some really good.
And the
sucked.
last time Junior was on the show. We'll talk about that. Don't worry about it.
All right.
But that's what I've been playing. Let's go some Junior direction over here.
What have we been playing? Pokemon. Just Pokemon, guys. That's all I play.
That's all he plays.
I finally picked up Diablo. I've never played Diablo ever, and
what
that's
system?
really fun. PS4.
PS4.
Why didn't you tell
Picked a
me?
Crusader.
Yeah, we could all got together.
Playing. I don't know, I always have like my offline mode because everybody starts like messaging me.
Junior's
and,
so popular, man.
So he's
Hey,
like,
what's up, son? Let's play some
You
Diablo.
don't want to be my
I
friends,
wanted-
but that's a lot of
I
work.
wanted,
like
I wanted
people.
to get the hang of it first. I'll put it on. I'll play.
All right.
What else? Skyrim. I'm still playing the new Skyrim because
Especially
it has all the
nice.
mods. It's crazy.
No, I actually didn't pick that up. I mean, what did they make different about
mods.
it?
Well, for PC, you've already got it.
Exactly.
Okay, that's why I probably
I'm not
didn't
a
need
PC
to.
gamer, so
Okay,
on the
that's fine.
console, it's really cool to have all the mods.
It's cool that consoles finally get mods now. It's still very limited, but the fact that you get mods at all is a massive step
Yeah.
forward,
Many,
dude. Oh
but
my
there's
god.
so many of them. Limited.
Especially if they're actually
Crazy, 'cause there's
player-made
still so
mods.
many
Yeah.
of them.
I mean, if they're player-made mods and they're actually allowing people to
Oh.
put things up and load stuff that was their own creations, that's amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Most games haven't been doing that or have ever done that before. So,
Sweet. What about you, Senor?
kind of have a hard I have trouble sticking with one game. So I'm playing Destiny on the PS4.
Do you hear that,
yeah.
Dagan?
Yeah, I had to go back into it. That and it went on sale, so why not?
The was it Rise of Iron or whatever?
Yeah, they did the holiday sale for PS4, so I just picked it up, all of it. Why not? Still play Diablo. That I mainly do on PC. I just prefer it that way. It's always how I've played that game, so why change
The
it?
clickery.
Yeah.
I can't stand
Really?
It's
Oh,
the
well.
clickening. It's like,
clickening.
like this really cheesy Highlander movie, but it's all about like computer nerds. It's the clickening. Sean Connery playing a Spaniard again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that made sense. But Final Fantasy X for the Vita. I'm going through that again.
Pick up that Vanilla WoW too.
Yeah.
So you're not only playing WoW, you're playing Vanilla WoW.
Yeah, I wanted to try.
Is that a bad thing? I never played WoW in my life, so
Wow.
I mean,
It's a little bit more challenging, so it's kind of
that's
nice.
good then.
Yeah,
I would think that's
does-
good.
let me
Until
ask
it
you
gets
this.
shut down again. I mean,
Does
why
it
not?
have the ridiculous Tauren, like Landstrider? Because in Vanilla WoW, Taurens didn't have mounts. They just ran really fast.
What's a Tauren?
The bull people. So-
It's the Minotaur-looking thing.
No,
that-
no. They have like pet bears and stuff too, don't they?
That depends on what class you are.
It
but
depends if you paid for BlizzCon tickets to get the
It's just
exclusive
too
pets.
cartoony.
yeah, no,
That's way
and
too
it's
Well,
not.
the
So
cartoony I don't mind because like I thought WildStar to this day is the best designed MMO I've ever played, but like WoW unfortunately is dated.
yeah,
The mechanics are dated. I am never playing an MMO again where I have to sit down and drink water to get my mana back. I'm sorry. WoW is amazing
Yeah,
and
no, I'm-
revolutionary, but it's dated. That's why I won't play it anymore.
the only reason I'll keep going to the original styles is because I know it is, and I'm not expecting anything better from it. And as it got older, it got easier and more boring, and I kind of like the challenge with the original.
They did make it quiet. Like once I think no, this is when I quit right around Lath of the Rich King.
Okay.
It's very funny rich man in the ice place. Wrath of the Lich King. I was just like, I just dropped out of it.
Yeah.
Like I said, not saying it's
That's
bad,
about
but
the same time I went.
Some games have aged much better than others. Like
Yeah.
Mario Brothers will always be good.
Yeah. Still
Warcraft
beats the
and
new versions.
EverQuest, I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow, guys, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, indeed, Junior.
Wow.
But Blizzard jokes. Okay.
I've been wanting to pick up Final Fantasy XIV again. I don't know if I'm
The
willing
new patch
to.
came out.
I know.
Monks are
I
coming
know.
out soon.
I'll think about it.
What?
So nobody wants to be a monk.
What?
Screw
You don't
you,
want to
buddy.
punch things to death?
No.
You don't want to like hit them with your key blast and pop their
No,
heads.
I want to be like a really big buff dude.
Yeah, good luck.
Be a marauder. Oh, we made a joke about
Hey, man.
real life.
They don't know what I look like.
Buff gamer
I
coming
could be
at
really
you.
buff.
Not buff.
See all
I'm
this?
very buff,
see,
guys.
see this? See my big finger? My big finger. Big toe, big finger. We're all tired. Apologies.
Yeah.
These thumbs have been training for 30 years now.
Yeah. By thumbs, you mean arms.
14 does look like 14's fun, but
Yeah.
if you want to play the buff guy, that means you're going to be a tank. That means
Yeah, I
you-
love being tanks.
That means you have to have a very thick skin because people hate you, even if you're really good
That's
at your job.
fine.
Like one of the reasons why I quit
can
14
take
is no one else was playing with me at the time, so I had to play with randoms.
Okay.
And every dungeon, it'd be like, "Come on, tank, do your job, do things that are more magical."
Oh, you're saying people on your team hated you?
Yes,
Yeah.
like
That's stupid. That's why I want
that's
teams.
that's MMO
That's why you just
for
ignore people.
Yeah.
Man.
It's bad, but yeah, it's you play it. We'll play it with people, and it'll be fun with a group. But
Yeah.
if
Play
you
with people you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With randoms, it's nightmare fuel. But sounds good, boys. All right, so the reason that was supposed to be quick and it wasn't, like it never is.
It really wasn't quick, no.
We have an extended news topic today. We are going to talk about Windjammers. So Windjammers was this really awesome game for the Neo Geo.
What's Windjammers?
You don't know what Windjammers is?
No, actually don't.
Do they
Guys.
jam wins?
Well, it's frisbees. No, Windjammers actually just
That
real
sounds
quick,
really
was a
bad.
Neo Geo arcade game where it was a two-player top-down thing where it was think like Pong, but with frisbees and like super cool like arcadey power-ups. Windjammers is amazing.
You
made
can't,
it-
you can't like reflect a frisbee.
Yes, you can. You can like, catch it and like toss it back.
That's different.
You played Rocket League Junior?
Yeah.
Do you like Rocket League
Yeah.
Junior? Well, Rocket League owes a lot to Windjammers.
Oh, is it just like
Yeah, it's being re-released on PS4, by the way.
Yeah.
the Windjammers?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Amazing game. But we're not actually going to talk about Windjammers.
Thank God, because okay.
The guy's getting scared. Like, what? This isn't what's in my
This
notes.
is not what I
I'm
was
not
supposed
prepared
to
for
be
this.
talking about.
I mean, I'll talk about it. It's not going to be relevant.
So as of
I'm
this
just gonna agree with
recording,
whatever you say.
it's like sure, Borg, why not? As of this recording, the Switch finally had its big Nintendo
Yeah.
presentation. About a week and a half ago now, give or take. Last Thursday.
I just
Last
pre-ordered
week.
it last Friday.
So it's about a week ago.
Yeah.
They had their also.
week ago.
Am I not mistaken in thinking that's the first live Nintendo event they've had in like 3-4 years? Because
been a
every
while.
E3 it's a direct.
I never saw Wii
Yeah.
U and never saw Wii.
Yeah, those
so-
were direct. Yeah,
Oh,
it's not
okay.
like since I think the Wii unveiling, or I think the first unveiling of the Wii U was actually at a live thing at E3. But for the last 2 or 3 years, they haven't had live events at E3 because they're just too cool. Whatever.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about the Switch. there was some cool stuff at the conference. There was some really cool stuff, and there was some not so cool stuff. There was a little bit of confusion. Nintendo's been a little weird about how they've presented some of the information and releasing some of the information, but we'll talk about that. The way I have it listed here in my notes is I have, we're going to talk about the positives, all the cool stuff, and then we're going to talk about some of the less so cool stuff. So positive.
Pros.
Switch is a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's this
I can agree
really
with that.
cool thing. Like, I love the way the Switch looked and the way it's designed.
It's really thin. The controllers are pretty cool
Yeah,
too.
it looks great.
Yeah.
Like, if you compare, like, I have gone on record by saying I hate the Wii U and all that it stands for in this universe and any other.
Yeah.
For multiple reasons. I didn't like holding the tablet controller. I thought it felt bulky, and I thought it felt kind of cheap. Kind of
See,
like...
they made that tablet into a console now.
I know, that's the point.
Well, see, yeah, but that's what makes it so much different. And the fact that they're giving you physical controllers again and not making you use these motion controllers or that giant tablet alone
Agreed.
Yes.
Because that
is a big
both.
boon for me because I don't care about most Nintendo stuff anymore. And I'm not saying that they're bad. It's
I don't
just
like
they've
their
kind
gimmicks.
of
3DS,
they're
awesome.
Well, the great thing about Nintendo's gimmicks is they make these ideas and then they go through with them, and then another company picks it up and makes it better. So we do need Nintendo for that.
But
Okay.
I think it's great because if you look at the Switch, the screen's about the size of the Wii U's.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
overall mass of the thing, it's like...
It's been cut down a
Yeah, it's like a
lot.
third less. I mean,
Mm.
it's super thin. The controls are about 3DS size, right? So
More or less from the look of it.
give
Yeah.
or take.
Yeah.
I mean, so it looks amazing. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
The Pro controller looks
I
really
love
good.
the Pro controller.
Like,
it looks so good.
People that are using are saying like it's the next best thing since the GameCube controller, which is my favorite controller of all time.
Me too. I love the game controller.
So that's really good to hear. I mean, it's got some great stuff. Let's talk about the versatility of this thing. I mean, this is what makes the Switch really shine, is the whole philosophy behind it, where it's a home console. So I'm sitting at home one day and I'm playing Zelda.
But I'm hungry and I want a pizza.
That's right.
So I'm going to take it with me instead of calling the pizza to come
That's
to
right.
me.
And because I'm Junior and I play Pokemon Go while I'm driving, I'm going to play Zelda while I'm driving also.
Thanks, Matt.
Well, see, that comes up with the question, are they going to offer attachments for that? So, as an example, you're going to be playing a game, and it might run you 2 hours, but you might be on a trip that's longer than that. Are you going to have an expandable battery pack?
They've already said it's compatible with any rechargeable battery. We're actually going to talk about battery life later.
Okay.
Not so happy things. But
Well,
they've
no,
already...
I would think they're going to make a car charger. They already have
Well,
announced
there's
for
that-
car charger, things like that, that's not a big deal. But if you're not there, what
like
if
battery packs, though.
battery
Oh,
packs?
yeah,
something
like what you have on
Agreed.
cell phone case
Agreed. No,
sometimes.
I got you.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
Not the Wii U. Wow, bad comparison. I was going to call it the NX now. Jeez, man. The Switch. There we go. Just think. All right, Switch. Let's switch to this. Is anyone sick of that crap yet? This
It was like the.
yeah. I love that sound. I'm not gonna let that.
It is. That's pretty funny.
The Switch charges off a USB-C, which is the newest kind of thing cell phones are using.
Yeah.
So any portable battery you have that you have a USB-C cord, will
Okay.
charge the Switch.
Okay.
Oh yeah. That's what you're saying.
But that's awesome. So you have Junior in the car playing his Switch dangerously, and he decides that he doesn't want to die in a head-on collision.
Well,
so,
I'm riding my horse on Zelda, and I'm also driving, so I can't not ride my horse and drive at the same time. You understand? Because we're both moving at the same time. I'm on my
you're
horse.
actually like hitting your brakes to pump the car like the horse
Exactly.
is
Yeah,
galloping and stuff.
we're galloping. Yeah.
I don't recommend anyone does this, but I still kind of want to see
I mean, it's
Junior
gonna
attempt
be
it
like 1
in a
o'clock in the
closed
morning. Nobody's
course.
gonna be on the street. So
I'm pretty sure that's going to be a video later. Junior, down the parking lot. with
So
the
Junior pulls
Switch.
over. Let's say he wants to get a slice of pie. So he stops at. This is a very weird story to explain the Switch.
Yeah.
He pulls over and
It works,
he can
though.
plop his Switch down on the table
Yeah,
and play it like a portable
I'm waiting for
console.
Mazat to get
Yeah.
cooked.
Yeah.
And just play real quick
Yeah.
on the table.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. Go back home, dock it back
going.
on the dock, and put it back on my
Yeah,
TV.
just dug it.
Just dock it.
Just dug it. I'm just gonna edit in like 1,000 of those sounds just clicking randomly in the backgrounds. Like people are going slowly insane. But
Like
That
every
real-
day here.
but and
That, exactly.
the games.
Yeah.
Some of the games we've seen are amazing. Like I've said on the show before that I thought I was gonna say I keep wanting to call it Breath of the Wind or like
Yeah.
Stick of the Wild.
No,
I don't know why.
I said Breath of Wind. Yeah.
Breath of the Wind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Breath of the Wind.
Wild.
Breath of the Wild. Yeah. It looks great. Looks amazing.
I thought it looked okay, but not like stunning.
What?
I mean, because it just looked like any other Zelda game to me, which was good, but I just felt kind of underwhelmed by it.
Felt on past tense.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
This last trailer at the Switch presentation
Amazing.
was really
It's so good, isn't it?
Say I haven't seen it yet.
Are you
I'm
serious?
trying to keep myself as out of it as possible so that I don't get my hopes up.
So are you gonna get the Switch with it, or are you gonna get it on the Wii U?
Hold on. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna after this is over, we're gonna talk about who's gonna get the Switch and who's not gonna get the Switch.
Okay, all right.
So
Fine, don't tell me. I don't want to know anyway.
You don't get to know. No dinner for you. But the trailer was very cinematic and showed lots of the
So
world. And
good.
But did they actually show gameplay?
They have
or-
a
lot of
17-minute trailer of nothing but
Just
gameplay.
gameplay, yeah.
Okay, well,
So
I
there's
can
lots
put
of gameplay.
cinematics together and it looks amazing.
Right,
but
no,
when I
this-
plug the
I've actually
game
people
in,
playing the game.
all right.
Yeah.
There's
so-
video now
so
of people
good.
playing the game on the Switch in handheld mode too,
All right.
and it looks pretty.
I haven't
darn
seen
good.
that, but that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
It looks nice.
Okay.
They were shooting it the next day at like the Treehouse Live event or whatever. But
The
so
1-2 Switch was another game.
we'll get to that one. That's not on my list of good games actually for some reason. I don't know why.
It's Nintendo's like not breakthrough. It's their.
It's their required gimmick
There you
game.
go.
We'll talk about it. But so Zelda looks awesome, and the world map is supposed to be disgustingly huge from what I've
I'm
seen.
so excited
That's
about
either
that.
good or bad because it could be empty stuff. But John, did you want to say something? Or you just ready to eat Junior? Okay.
Go ahead.
You're
Not like that,
Wonka,
folks.
wonka, wonka, wonka. So Zelda looks great. Arms looks pretty darn cool. It looks like Punch-Out meets Inspector
Oh, that's
Gadget.
the one where that'll look cool too.
And what's amazing about that, and there's a theme here that we're going to have come up quite often in the show, and that theme is options. Arms, they sold it with the you take off the two Joy-Cons and you actually punch.
So it still
And-
has the motion controls if you want.
The Joy-Con,
Yeah,
the Joy-Cons
the
have
Joy-Cons have
the
the motion
dual
controls.
axis or whatever.
Okay.
But I don't need these.
No, you don't.
That's
need it.
great.
And you can because you have springs, you shoot your arms out like Inspector Gadget, and you can twist your punches midair by switching the controllers.
Okay.
That's something cool, but I was kind of like, motion controls, whatever. They announced wait for it now, the option to use just regular controls or even a pro controller to play arms.
Right.
That's awesome.
I
I'm
think
all over
that's
that crap.
probably one
Yeah.
of the best decisions they could have made.
It's just like Punch Up for the Wii was a super cool game. I did the motion controls for about 10 seconds, then almost had a stroke and decided to use the regular controls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also just felt more accurate using just like the Wiimote sideways like an NES controller. It just felt
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
But it's really cool to have the option to do it motion controls if you want to.
Right.
Options are
Yeah.
good.
Options, yes,
Yes.
but not necessary.
Exactly. You've got all kinds of cool stuff. You've got the Mario Kart port, which is a port, but it is also a ticking clock. It's a console Mario game on the go, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's awesome. With legit they're bringing back the battle mode with the balloons.
Okay.
Which
Did
was
they not
missing.
have that in 8?
They had battle mode, but it was only on the traditional courses, so you would more or less have to joust, and if you missed, go back around again.
That's kind of lame.
So this time they have the arenas like 64 and
Well, that's cool. I'm excited for that then.
What else? There's the Splatoon 2, which
Is it not really a sequel though?
apparently it's not a true sequel. I mean, it's like any other shooter sequel where there's some new levels and a couple new guns, but otherwise it's the exact same game.
Well, that's fine though.
But that's fine. I was never big into Splatoon, but I get why people like it so much.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Xenoblade
I understand
Chronicles
that, but I
2.
don't understand the price of Splatoon.
Yeah,
Why
well,
it was ever as
it's-
much as it was? Because
It's
it's
just like Battlefield, though. Where you-
but I feel the same about that stuff
Yeah,
too.
I
Because
mean,
it's like
but it's
a
personal
big mini
opinions
game.
notwithstanding, Someone likes it.
No,
I mean,
I'm not ragging on it being bad or anything. I just don't understand why they would make a game like that and then charge the price that they do. And it's not really a full game. It's much easier to make a level when you play only that level or a set
True.
Yeah.
selection of levels over and over and over.
It sells though, baby. My God.
Yeah, it's still disappointing.
You-
But continue.
You got
Yeah.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is always good.
Yeah,
More
that'd be-
mecha.
Never
It's
played a
mad, so
Xenoblade.
whatever. Good games. I didn't really care for Chronicles X was good, but it got kind of boring. So hopefully they'll fix that because it was that was the case of open world with nothing to do. So that was my concerns about Zelda. And then you have my number one title is Mario Odyssey.
Really?
Yes, dude. I've talked to you guys before where I desperately want another Mario game like Sunshine.
But why
or
is he in the
64.
city though? I love it. I love Sunshine.
That's
One of
the
my favorite
hub
ones.
world, dude.
It's so weird.
That's great.
I
though.
agree.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good one, just like Sunshine.
I was so stoked because Miyamoto said this is a lot more Mario Sunshine in 64 than Mario 3D World. I'm like, take money,
Yeah.
take money,
That'd
take
be good.
all the
Well, that's
money.
not. They don't even have a set date for that though, which is kind of sad.
Holiday 2017, yeah.
So
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll sell a lot then.
Oh,
It's
yeah, they'll
good
sell
marketing
tons
true.
ploy
Yeah.
right there. I mean, it's
Now,
good.
I'm going to say this now. I will be amazed if it comes out in 2017.
Really?
I don't want to be negative Nancy or just any other kind of negative individual, but Mario
Well,
games
we'll
always
see.
get delayed.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, I hope it comes out. I really
Agreed.
do. But I mean, and they also have wait for it. They actually have some third-party support here. Oh my God!
Finally.
A lot of Japanese developers are hopping on the bandwagon. You've got Street Fighter 2 Ultra,
Oh yeah, I saw that.
which is right.
All right.
It's like wait a minute, huh? But yeah, they're adding it's Street Fighter 2 Ultra, and they're adding in Evil Ryu and the best named character
Right.
ever, Violent Ken, as opposed to
Not so violent.
Sardonic Akuma or just slightly miffed Cammy.
Yeah.
or
it's violent.
Guile. It was something that SNK did. It was kind of lost in translation. But two very cool characters. They are just reskins, but they do control differently. Like Evil Ryu is one of my favorite characters to play. He's a beast.
That was Ryu.
That's epic. Ryu, Steve. Shut up, Junior. Raiden.
It's Ryu.
Tomato.
It's
Let's
Raiden.
call the whole thing off. And Bomberman. This is
That one looked
Bomberman.
good.
I love me some Bomberman. With 8-player Bomberman battles again. I haven't done that since the Saturn, man.
Okay, so that means you're gonna have what, 2 systems? Or no, you just have one system with 8
Attached
joypads.
I don't know, but that's
Joy-Cons?
freaking amazing.
Right?
Like
That's weird.
that's almost enough to make me go out and buy just a bunch of Joy-Cons just to drag all of you people over.
Only reason
Yeah.
why I'll buy more Joy-Cons is if they make collector's edition ones.
You know they will.
They'll make like a Pokemon Joy-Con and a Zelda Joy-Con.
You can see it now,
and a
man.
Mario Oh my god.
And they're already
Disgusting.
expensive as heck anyway, so those ones are going to be like, how much Joy-Cons for a pair is what, 80?
I think no.
No,
It's like
sorry. The Pro
60.
Controller is 70. which
Right.
is- yeah.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the prices of the
Yeah.
accessories and be a bit much.
Yeah.
But so that's a lot of cool stuff. That's
Yeah.
awesome, right? Yay!
Yay! Once you switch, it's good.
All right, ma'am. It's time to discuss the things that, at least, this is, I made this list, but y'all feel free to chime in. This is the things that I personally didn't care for as much.
I can't remember what else I saw that was like, oh my god, that's so cool, but
Like that Square game, the Octopath Traveler thing. It's like an old school pixelated RPG, but it's like a 2.5D thing. So
I think
think
so.
like Klonoa.
Okay.
And Square's making it, so that looks pretty darn cool. It was one of the things like the sizzle reel they did. But it's super cool for retro RPG people. If you like Bravely Default or something like that, you'd probably like this.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That sounds cool. I didn't see that one.
So there's a lot of cool stuff. And Disgaea is coming out for it. Disgaea 5, which is great because the Vita will never have a portable version of that because it can handle it. What?
They're announcing a Fire Emblem game for it too. I forgot about that.
Yes, they announced the new Fire Emblem.
Well,
which looks awesome.
Warrior. It's like a Hyrule
Warriors,
Warrior
which
game.
I could frankly care less about, but some people are
Well,
going to like
Fire. There's a big Fire Emblem crowd out
it. Yeah,
there.
but
so-
there's also a new. I love Fire Emblem, and there's also a new
Yeah.
legit Fire Emblem, the first
For the 3DS.
console one.
No.
Yes.
For the-
Well, there's the 3DS.
There's a
coming
3DS
out
one, there's
soon.
a Switch one, and there's a mobile one that I
Yeah.
saw. What
There's
else
a
did
mobile
you
one,
see?
which is- There's a new main installment Fire Emblem coming to the Switch in 2018. But it's coming.
That's
it's,
okay,
and it's the
though.
first console Fire Emblem since Radiant Dawn, which is really good because that was a long time ago. That was on
And
the
this
Wii.
is a console that's also portable.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's really, really cool. All right, so let's talk about, so one of the things that concerns me, and just to preface this, a lot of these negatives, at least half of them, could be explained away by Nintendo's lack of proper communication.
True.
So the first one on here, we had games being a positive, games can also be a negative here. As of this recording, Nintendo has 6 games coming out at launch. A whole 6.
That's a lot of games.
No.
If they're all 6 good games, yes. But
Yeah,
they're
that's
not.
right. If they were
I'll give
6
you that,
solid
but
titles.
The chances of them being all solid titles.
There's a
No,
$20
not high.
game, has been Heroes.
Well,
It's not going to probably be that good.
Like that's not confirmed for launch, by the way.
Oh, I thought it was coming out of launch. I wanted that one.
It's March. It might be launch, but so far the launch titles are 1-2 Switch, Zelda, Bomberman, Skylanders, Just Dance.
Yes, because
and,
we need more Skylanders.
Exactly.
We need more Just Dances.
No joke. But
and,
people play those, and
People play Skylanders.
Just Dance.
Yeah, but those are no.
People play Just Dance for the same reason why we used to play DDR. It's just
How you
not
can play
our
Just
thing.
Dance with the
Okay.
Switch? Are you going to dance with the Switch in your hand? Woo.
Yeah.
Why not?
And then you're gonna
That's
switch
how you do it with the Wii.
to
That's
breathing
what I'm
heavily.
saying.
And Binding of Isaac got announced like yesterday. I think.
Oh, yeah, that one's kind of cool.
Which is fine. I think it's Binding of Isaac. It's a
Yeah.
cool game, but it's one of those things that's been on everything.
Yeah.
But so this could all change. But let's compare now. So the SNES launched, I think, with like 4 or 5 games. One of which was Mario World, and then F-Zero and Pilot Wings. So like John said, solid titles.
Right.
Yeah.
The 64 launched with a whole whopping 2 games. One
I
of
don't
which though
remember
was
that.
Mario 60. Yeah. That's
great.
One of which was Mario
But
64.
they made that system for that game,
Yeah,
essentially.
exactly. But
What was the second game?
I don't remember. I really don't remember. I think
Check.
I think it may have been Pilot Wings 64 also. Actually,
Probably.
but,
Just like 3DS had a Pirate Wing
but-
release too.
So people are comparing that, but you also have to look. Bless you in advance, by the way. Here comes a sneeze. Here comes a. You ready for it?
It went away. Stop. Lost
Yeah.
my comb.
We need to compare. I think, anyways, we need to compare because the Switch is a modern console, and you have to compare it to its competition. And I know a lot of Nintendo fans, Nintendo themselves, don't consider themselves competitors. They're wrong. They're in the same market and they're sold in the same store as everybody else. That makes them competitors. So their competitors, which is the PS4 and the Xbox One, both launch with over 20 titles. And these aren't like 20 bad titles. I mean, there was some bad titles in it, but these are 20 non-digital titles. Like
At least decent.
I mean, they launched with a new Battlefield, they launched with a new Call of Duty, they launched with an Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah, the one they make every year. They make one every year.
Yeah, but I mean, this is what I mean. These are launch titles for a game.
Oh, right,
They're all
right, right.
solid, multi-million selling games.
Right.
In comparison, the only solid title the Switch is launching with is Zelda. I mean, I'm.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
You know, Bomberman's cool, but see, I disagree with
I
that because
feel like
when you beat like, okay, I'm going to go with this. I'm buying a Switch. Okay, I am
Yeah,
taking.
I thought we
a
weren't talking
massive-
about that, Matt.
I have to explain what's going on here. You guys can keep it a secret. I am putting a huge amount of faith in Nintendo, and I'm going to buy a Switch. The reason I'm prefacing that though is because when I'm done with Zelda, which you know at most, if Zelda's really really good, it'll be like Final Fantasy, where I'll beat it in a couple of weeks. What do I do after that?
Yeah.
And it's not my fault.
Wait for Mario Odyssey.
That's the thing. That's what happened to the Wii U. Is I played one game and then it collected dust for a year or 2 years.
I bought my Wii U 2 years after it came out, but I understand what you're saying. I get it.
You know, that's
I actually
for me,
refused.
though-
I set this one out.
yeah.
For the
Wii
Wii,
U-
you didn't get a Wii U?
I didn't get a
I got
Wii
it
U.
on Black Friday for like real cheap. So that's why
I got mine for Wind Waker.
I couldn't
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Wind Waker.
justify me buying something that was had a bunch of remakes of games that I wanted to
That's
play.
why I never got
Where I
it.
could have just played my originals, and I did.
But that was one of the problem with the Wii U is it didn't have enough content
Yeah.
for some people. And that's the concern for this is where you know it's got some games down the pipeline, but what's coming next? You have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe coming, I think, was it April or something like that, and ARMS is
Yeah.
coming sometime that time. But
Yeah.
that's it until Mario Odyssey comes out
Well, then
sometime
that
in the
just means
holidays.
that the Zelda game has to be really long.
No,
But I mean,
the Zelda wasn't it supposed to be like more open world?
Yes.
yeah,
Or-
it's a fully open
So I feel like
world
there's
thing.
gonna be a
No,
lot
I
of
wonder
stuff
if there's
to do in it.
if with that format, are they going to add a mission-based system where you can go do different quests?
Possibly. There's
That'd be
already
cool.
rumors about the amiibos they announced for it having special things unlocked.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the
Okay.
Google stuff.
But
too.
I mean, end of the day, one title does not a system for 6 months make.
No.
Regardless of what it is, just looking at it objectively. I mean, I'll go back and play Wind Waker again right now, but I wouldn't just play Wind Waker straight for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as much as I love that game, that's a lot of ocean. So,
Yeah.
so that is a concern overall launch titles. You know, once again, this could be entirely cleared up because they've been releasing games periodically. So maybe they'll have 20 by the time the
Well, I mean,
system comes out.
Switch also wants you to, have friends to play 1-2 Switch with.
But you
So
don't
you gotta
have
go make
friends.
friends.
So let's talk about 1-2 Switch. Because Junior really wants to, because he
looks-
knows
it
I
looks
don't like
fun.
it. So 1-2 Switch is the pack-in title that's not a pack-in title for some reason.
That's not a packet. Like it doesn't come with it.
Yeah, that
Like
for
a
some
bundle.
reason is $50.
Oh yeah, I feel like a little too much, but
But you're saying it should come with it.
Yeah, I'm not just once again I'm trying to stay positive here. 1-2 Switch sounds like a cool game.
Like a
It
Wii
has
Sports game.
Like a quick draw thing that was straight out of Kirby Superstar.
Okay.
It's got like a samurai sword catching thing. It has a thing where you have to eat a hot dog by like chomping in front of the infrared camera. Like,
I didn't see that.
I would feel awkward
the
chewing
point
at
of
a
the game
camera.
is the whole point of 1-2 Switch is you don't look at the screen. You're looking at your
Yeah, I'm
opponents.
looking at you.
It's supposed to be like a funny party game.
But we don't
and
look
then-
at the screen.
Yes.
We look at each other.
How do you know
and,
who won?
We look inside of each other's eyes. Well, we gotta look at the screen to know who
And
won. Oh,
also-
hey, look, it said we won. Cool.
Have you guys seen the cow milking minigame yet?
Oh, what is that?
There's literally a minigame where you have to.
I can't even.
There's like an udder and you have to milk the udder by like rhythmically pressing the buttons and stuff.
Boy.
But so
What
it's-
does that remind you of?
It sounds like WarioWare, you know.
Yeah,
pretty
mini
much.
games, like little mini games. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's $50. I don't agree with that price. I feel as though it should have probably been like a Wii Sports title. Especially, once again, going back to competitors where you have consoles launching with Uncharted, with Gears of War, where practically every system now comes
has
with a game pack to
something
throw.
with
yeah,
it.
The PS4 Pro doesn't, but it has like the Playroom thing on it. But there's something on it.
I feel maybe the only reason why they did it is because they didn't have enough launch titles. So let's
could
get an
be
extra
that
$50
also,
bucks.
and
out
it was
of
their
people.
insistence on not selling the console at a loss too, is I think why they did it.
Yeah.
But it just to me like I'm never gonna pay $50 for 1-2 Switch.
I'm not gonna get the game, guys.
I might get it when it's on sale,
Look
but
pretty cool.
so that's my take on 1-2 Switch. I'm sorry, Junior just really okay. So next thing, so the Switch to me I thought was really cool specifically for the portable aspect. Because of my job, I'm on the road a lot. I'm at an airport a lot. I'm at hotels a lot, so I can't drag my PS4 with me wherever I go.
Don't
So
lie,
I've
you know
been-
you're at home.
yeah, all the time, just forever. I actually don't have a job.
No, you just come to these
No,
podcasts.
but like
every now and
specifically
again.
though, I was in Dallas for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. You just
And
The
you
last
could
show I
just take
recorded
it
was
with
that.
you, and it's a lot easier than having to carry this
especially
bulky
if you're on the
system.
plane too. Like you
Exactly.
just play on the plane.
Just like the
right?
commercial. No, so I'll have my 3DS with me a lot now, or I'll have my Vita with me a lot now.
Yeah.
So I love the Switch for that portability. But the battery life
Exactly.
Yep.
the battery life is, and this is quoted from Nintendo, 2.5 to 6 hours.
That's so weird.
That's
though.
a nice gap.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
yeah,
a
like,
very
It's like
unspecific
the 3DS
gap.
was the same thing, where it was like 3 to whatever hours. My 3DS tends to last a lot longer.
Well, it depends on what game you're playing. I'm assuming it'll take up more battery.
Depending on how much juice it's using. Like
Exactly.
Zelda, it'll last about 2.5 to 3 hours.
Okay.
So the only game I'm going to play on the Switch when it comes out, except for Bomberman, I'm going to play Bomberman, but Bomberman isn't a play by yourself kind of game.
No, that's a fun.
So you're at the airport. Hey there, you want to play Bomberman? Come
Or
on!
it's more like you can play by yourself, but you're not gonna play for 2 hours
Like
straight.
chasing guys through the airport. I want to blow things up. That may not be good to say at an
No,
airport. Then again,
no.
never mind.
No.
I didn't think about that. Sorry. So Zelda will last, and here's something else. 3 hours. When someone says your cell phone lasts 8 hours of video, it's never actually 8 hours of video. Do you know what I
True.
mean?
Yeah.
Especially after, like, what if I play the Switch for 6 months? What's the battery life going to be then?
That's
It's going to
true.
be less. So I'm concerned about that. And you do have the option to plug in mobile batteries and stuff like that, and that's great. But that'll be like CGF, where I was playing Pokemon Go, and I had to have you remember, John, because you were there. I had to have
We had
my,
multiple batteries
yeah,
with
I had
us.
the battery like strapped to my
Oh,
my
like those
back and
rechargeable,
stuff.
like
Yeah, just
portable
little
banks.
Just little charger banks. We had multiples because you died so
Yeah,
quick
Pokemon
just
just
trying to
burned your
walk
battery
in.
out like
It
an hour
did,
and a half.
yeah.
So I'm afraid that's what I'll have to do with my Switch.
I kind of don't
Yeah.
want that to happen.
I don't want it to happen either.
Another sad thing is, even though they're going to allow that, are they going to actually come out with first-party battery replacements, or is it all going to be
I don't know.
third-party?
I would like to think so.
Like, it would be smart for them to sell it. They can make money on that stuff.
Yeah.
Give me replacement pieces.
Yeah, just something. But so that's a concern. I mean, that's not a really big problem, because I mean, I'll take a battery charger and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And for folks that are going to use it, because I know folks that are never going to take it outside, you don't have to worry about it ever.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
But I wonder if just keeping it plugged in is going to drain the battery. Like a phone.
Possibly.
So eventually your battery's just dead. And
kinda sucks.
the
Just a
one
reminder.
time you're like, you know what? I am going to take it on the
And
go.
it.
I'd like to think that the dock, as opposed to just having it plugged in, the dock has something to stop,
Or
charge
a charge
to
to
it.
it.
All right.
That-
yeah,
that'll be smart.
I would think that, because that could just be like, you keep your 3DS on the dock that you have, and your 3DS doesn't explode either. So hopefully it'll be like that.
Hopefully.
Okay.
But that's something else. The other, and this is my big concern, and it's one again a big concern because I don't really know what's going on here. Junior, I don't know if you've heard any more about this or not.
Oh.
And that's their the online service.
Oh,
So
only thing I've ever heard is, or I mean, it's not even really online, but you're gonna be able to download GameCube games supposedly.
that was a rumor, and they've not touched about it.
They have not touched
They've not Hitachi'd about it. So no drills, screwdrivers, anything like that. They haven't spoken on it. One of the first things they talked about with the Switch, after I think naming the price, was that they were going to a subscription-based online service.
Right.
And I'm fine with that. I pay for, I've got Xbox Live.
As long as it works the same way as
I
those,
would
then
do
sure.
PS
That's
but they haven't
normal
said anything
now.
else about
No,
it.
the money isn't the problem, because if it's $5 a month, $60 a year, which is what everything else is just
Yeah.
about, that's fine as long as the value is there. Right now, based solely on what they've said, it's not. It's not to me at all. Because currently, like PS Plus gives you anywhere between 4 and 6 free games a month. That as long as you have PS Plus, you get to keep forever. I've got like 70 games on my PS4 library.
And
now.
even if you lose it, that's the nice thing. You can get it back.
Yeah, you don't have to download them. You just have to,
It just-
click it and it's yours.
Yeah.
And a lot of these are really good stuff. I mean, it's not like there's a lot of indie titles, but there's a lot of good games on there too. You get to keep.
Yeah.
And same thing with games with gold. You get, I think it's like 4 games a month that you get to keep forever. Nintendo currently, you are allowed to rent either an SNES or an NES game for 1 month, and then after that month, it goes away.
Yeah.
Now, the cool thing to it is they've announced in a little parentheses with added online play. They haven't flushed that out, so that could mean like if you play Contra, you can play Contra. Ayumi can play Contra without being in the same room anymore.
Well, see, now that'd be kind of cool.
That's a
That'd be
cool
kinda cool,
idea.
yeah.
I don't really care too much about that because most NES games to me reinforce the term of couch co-op.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm ever going to do it otherwise because it's usually about quick sessions and like having fun and laughing at each other, being stupid and getting blown up and not getting past level 1.
I'll give you that. But if it comes down to one of those things where you're out of town and you can call someone up and be like, hey, you on? Or if they have the same network capabilities, I can see my friends list,
Yeah.
which would be great.
Exactly.
And
Here's the game for the month. But that's the thing. It's like after
After that time,
weeks,
it's
it
done.
goes away and you don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
That's kind of dumb.
So
Like, why would they do that? Why not just keep it like the 3DS?
Exactly.
You can download a bunch of the old retro games.
Exactly. It's like, why? And they haven't touched on anything further with Virtual Console, what games are available, if it can play GameCube. I'll tell you right now, if they come out and say that GameCube is available and I can play Mario Sunshine on the go, I'll forget. All is forgiven, man. I'll pay for whatever. I don't care.
Agreed.
But they haven't yet. Dude,
Luigi's Mansion.
Eternal Darkness? Come on,
Pokemon.
man.
But
Cubivore?
if it's the same thing that they normally do, it's going to only be stuff that they can get a quick license to. So
95.
some of the games.
Mario Sunshine is fun.
Mario would be amazing.
Yeah,
I don't
and-
know if we'd get Eternal Darkness. That would be
Well,
great.
they own
though.
the rights to Eternal
They
Darkness.
do now?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
why,
I didn't know if
that's
they
why the
ever-
sequel got shut down. Because they didn't own the name to it.
Okay.
So, heck
That
yes.
sucked.
So, I mean, that would be amazing. That would just make my day because I love GameCube and GameCube is getting stupid expensive now. So that's great.
Yeah.
Ooh, Smash Brothers. Ooh, and they make it online. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
You can get
Online
Pokemon
Melee?
Stadium with
Yeah, dude.
No, not
online
Stadium.
or Coliseum.
Coliseum.
Coliseum
or,
with
with
it.
Or Stadium.
Why not?
For
I mean,
64.
it should be able to
true,
handle
yeah,
it.
They should do
That would be
64 games
amazing.
as well.
Is that happening? I don't know.
We don't
But
know.
you can do
Yeah.
something with an NES
But
game.
it would be
Yeah.
cool, and it'd be.
It's a
it'd
good
make
idea.
sense for them to
Be
do
smart
it.
on their part.
So that'll be great, But the same thing is, we're paying for it, so hopefully the lag will be better. Junior, did you play any Smash on Wii U online?
No.
It was a mess. At least in my experience,
I think
it was a lag.
I think we tried a few times.
I played it a little
Once-
bit.
I
It was,
played
once or
the
twice.
3DS one sometimes, but I never did the Wii U online.
Yeah.
some rounds were better than others, but it definitely wasn't consistent or
Yeah.
solid. So that was kind of iffy.
Yeah.
It was
But-
bad.
So paying for online means consistent online services. They say there's going to be you can have parties now. There's going to be built-in. There's going to be voice chat. Don't say built-in. That's not true.
Wait, so
here-
does it have cameras?
Here's the there's an IR camera, I think, and I'm not sure if there's anything else on there. But here's the thing about parties and voice chat. Currently, according to Nintendo, and once again this cannot be. This might change. Currently, voice chat. You are required to use a phone or smart device and then Nintendo's app to do voice chat.
With
now,
the Switch.
with the Switch. Now, hang on a second.
wait.
Do you remember Junior? What was that word I was talking about earlier? What was that word? That word we were
I
talking
said a
about?
million words earlier.
About with arms. Do you remember what that word was? That options.
Oh yeah,
Options
yeah.
are great.
Yeah.
So having a Nintendo app like the PlayStation app has, where you can chat with people and do voice chat as an wait for Junior. What is it?
Option.
As an option, yes. Is
Look at you.
awesome. You're doing so good. You're
Following
I'll
along.
give you some Cheetos after the show is over.
No.
The bag's right there. But having it as the only way to do voice chat,
Kinda lame.
where I have to take out my phone and do this
Another
and
thing
make a
that's
big
gonna
loud
die.
noise on the mic. Sorry about that. Another thing that you have to keep plugged in. I don't get that, especially and then you're paying for it.
Yeah, that's kind of meh.
But you already have a portable device.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you have just
At that point,
built
I just
that
use
in?
Discord or Vent or something like that.
Yeah.
So that I don't get. But then again, also Amazon has a listing for a Nintendo Switch headset. So maybe Nintendo just for some reason
Didn't
doesn't
mention.
want you to know that. Because remember when the Xbox One came out, how it wouldn't play used games and it was online only, and you had to have the Kinect, and they backpedaled on everything.
Yeah.
There's-
Maybe Nintendo just decided to not
Tell us. Yeah.
tell us about that. And I'll come back to that. That's the resounding theme here. But last thing on here to go over with it, and it's third-party, a little bit of worries. There's a lot of cool Japanese support. It's not true on the American end.
Oh, really?
Especially over today, in the past couple days. So you have, what third-party games do you have coming out for the American things? You have Rayman Legends.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Great game.
Yeah.
But it came out 4
done
years
already.
ago, and it's
Lego
on
Undercover.
everything. And Lego Undercover, once again, wasn't that if those games weren't Wii U launch titles, they were pretty darn close.
Yeah.
So I don't quite get why. Oh, pardon, sorry, why those are coming out. And Skyrim. Skyrim as a concept for portable is amazing.
Oh yeah.
I'm not buying it for the Switch because I have it on a laptop. I've had portable Skyrim for 5 years.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'd play it on the go.
But you see,
That's something I can pick up, go do a mission.
Why isn't Fallout
Start
4
driving
on the
again.
Switch instead?
Because Skyrim's better than Fallout 4.
That's true, but I'm not going to argue that. But
You're saying why not do both? Is what you're saying?
exactly.
Yeah, if you're gonna have one, why not put them all?
Well, and
You'll
it's-
probably sell
It's
more
just
that
like
way.
EA is bringing out FIFA, and EA announced, I think today, that FIFA will be the only EA game on the Switch until the Switch is released, and I think the quote was taken off. So
So they're
just
gonna
like,
actually wait until.
just
Oh,
like the
does it
Wii
make
U.
money?
Yeah, just like the Wii U. So if it doesn't, how many EA games were on the Switch on the Wii U? Zero, pretty much. So the same things happening.
Yeah.
The guys who do Titanfall, they asked him like, "Hey, is there a chance of Titanfall ever coming to the Switch?" And the guy literally laughed and said, "No." And then he said some other things that were inappropriate, but pretty much there's not a chance it's ever going to happen. The Switch would melt.
I can't run it. I
Randy
can't-
Pitchford at Gearbox said there's little no chance of Borderlands 3 or anything else like that ever coming to the Switch either. It's
But I'm not.
concerning. And I get it. People I buy my Nintendo games for the first party products.
Exactly. That's really why.
But it comes back to what are you going to play after Zelda?
Pokemon's only on Nintendo.
Yeah, but
That's great.
Zelda's only on Nintendo. Mario's only on Nintendo.
Yes, Mario is coming out in Christmas time.
That's fine. I'll wait.
But that's
But I
the
get it.
point,
I understand
where
what you're
I don't see objectively why you would want to wait. I don't see why Nintendo is happy to
Why I
forever
should
be,
have to wait.
We're to be like, I'll just buy it for my PS4. It's like, why is Nintendo content to be the second fiddle console forever now?
Mm-hmm.
and they do have the capabilities of pushing forward. They just need to do it.
Yeah. So it's a little bit disconcerting, but once again, it's like the 3DS had a horrible launch because there were no good games for it.
Yeah. And it slowly
but they
picked
turned it
up.
around. So maybe they'll turn it. Maybe when Fire Emblem comes out in 2 years, it'll be really cool.
Yeah.
But so I mean, all of this comes down to though. I think the big issue is just everything. Like the Nintendo held back information on the Switch a lot. They had a little release in December, and then they had the big unveiling a week ago.
Yeah.
The console comes out in less than 2 months, like a month and a week.
March 3rd.
Somehow everything felt so rushed. Like the presentation felt rushed. Like, did anyone else feel really? Did you? Any of you guys watch the presentation?
I watched it
Like I
live.
said, I
watched
stayed
it?
out of it.
I
I want.
I watched it live.
I felt really bad for the translator who was doing the
Oh, that
Suda51
was
thing.
so
His butt
that
was
was
fired.
So funny though, man.
One of they had live people translating the people because it was in Tokyo speaking Japanese.
Yeah.
So Suda51 came on there from Grasshopper, the guy who did Killer is Dead and all that other stuff. And the translator just stopped and he was like, and I don't know if it's true or not, but there was a thing from Nintendo where they were posting job openings for translators after that.
It's not true.
I
They're
seriously doubt that.
trolling.
But that guy, he had to have gotten fired, man.
Probably.
But see, the whole thing,
Poor
and,
guy.
and they spent a lot of time talking about the motion controls, but then they did a sizzle reel of like 30 seconds with 30 games, and then all these game trailers, like they didn't even show Mario Kart for more than like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
You had
well,
to,
I mean, who wants to see Mario Kart?
well, people want to know what's coming out.
Yeah.
This
Oh, well,
was,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
This was their chance to come out swinging and show off their amazing lineup.
Uh-huh.
And they didn't do it.
Mm.
Like they showed some really cool stuff, like we talked about the really cool games, but they didn't knock it out of the park.
True.
So my hope is that maybe Nintendo's just a little bit confused and they're a little bit nervous.
They might be a little nervous because, I mean, the Wii U.
It was a
It
flop. Bad.
So,
But
at the end of the day, is the question: are you getting a Switch? Are you waiting? I've already said I'm buying a Switch.
I'm buying it day one.
Yeah, I'm taking
With
the lead.
Zelda. That's it. That's all I need.
Nintendo took me from with the Wii U of being just at the point of just hoping they go away and go third party to being a state of perpetual, so I'm still not like yeah, but I'm a lot better than I was 6 months ago.
Agreed.
So enough for me to have a little bit of hope that they will give me a good show and not just give me Zelda and then Mario and then a Pokemon game and then I want more than 2 games on my Switch a year.
I mean, if they make just nothing but Pokemon games.
Then I will have wasted my money.
yeah.
Because Pokemon's fine, but I won't buy a Nintendo console for Pokemon. I'm sorry.
That's sad, Matt. It's sad to hear.
You're sad. Because there won't be nothing but Pokemon games.
Exactly.
John, I think I know your answer, but go ahead and...
No, I'm waiting.
So what are you going to play Zelda on?
I'm not. Very easy. I won't do it because Nintendo will do what they always do. They'll release a Zelda version of it, and I'll pick that up.
They have it on
I don't
the
think
Wii
they will
U.
in this case because it's a launch title. Britt was making that same...
Wait,
I
for
think
what?
they will.
Assumption?
They will wait probably about 6 months, re-release it, and then have it with it.
Definitive edition.
Oh, a collector's edition.
They will.
I'm sure.
They always do the collector's
Like a holiday.
editions.
I'll tell
There'll
you
always be a holiday one. So I'll wait. And at that point, I'll at least have had a chance to play with one of y'all's. And
You didn't say mine.
That means I'm gonna have to buy 2 Switches because Britt's gonna be like, I need that Zelda system.
yeah,
Because
that's
she talks just like that.
exactly like that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
But that's the
With the
thing.
Southern Belle accent and everything.
But I've hit that point where there's no point in buying it if I know that there's going to be one that comes out later. I'm patient.
And I think that's the opinion a lot of people have. I was on the fence about
But
it.
in that case,
I'm
if
the
they're
kind of person that's going to kill that company because we'll be like, I'll wait. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of people are hitting that, and I know that's sad.
Well, they got people like me that it's gonna. I'm gonna buy one,
No,
and
there's
then
still-
I'll buy another one when they make a Pokemon system.
But here's the thing, though, Junior. That's what
That's
sold
great.
most of the Wii U's.
But
it wasn't
third-party
enough.
support drops off on those first sales
Yeah.
because they look at it and go, "Oh, no one wanted
That's
it."
what EA's doing.
That's true.
So it's a good and bad thing. I get to see how it's going to do, but for the most part, there's like really good chance that it's going to do bad because I didn't just go get it,
Right.
and I'm still not willing to, so I don't care anymore. I can't.
So store on the Switch. So we're two for three.
Yeah.
For three.
So overall, hopeful, not necessarily positive, but hopeful.
Yeah.
Like I'm personally quite
No,
hopeful for it.
Like, and I'll be honest, I'm hopeful that it will be a good system. I'm just not able to commit to it.
You're not going to commit to it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
It's better than being screw that.
No. Luckily with Nintendo, they normally eventually do all right. Unlike Sony, where they make great things and then just never give it support.
Yeah. Thankfully, so far the VR is doing better than that. But
God, I'm glad
Resident
that
Evil
wasn't a
comes out
waste.
in like 2 days.
Yes.
Which one?
Resident Evil.
And they fixed the controls since I heard about, so you no
haven't
longer
read
get
on
motion
it.
sick with it.
I'm okay. I don't get motion sick, so it's okay.
I don't that much either. Resident Evil killed me in the demo.
Like whenever I did that demo that you were telling me about the robots, I was like, "This is awesome."
Yeah, that murdered me.
Yeah.
But Resident Evil it hurt me really bad is because when you would turn, apparently you could change the controls, but when you would turn like 45 degrees into
Yeah.
like a snap, and
and it was throwing people
yeah,
off.
that killed me.
Yeah.
Like it just gave me a headache. Less so the sick, just more like ow, my eyes be melting out my ears. But that's the Switch.
That's
so
where Matt's
overall-
eyes are.
overall, yeah, that's why they don't work that well.
Did you hear though?
Did I hear?
that it was released or it was accidentally released by GameStop?
Really?
They're making a Pokemon game for it. Like it was on their
The
thing.
Switch?
Yes.
Yeah, stars.
But then they took it away. Well, they took it away though, so it's not like, oh my god, it actually is coming out. But if they did, that'd be great.
If you couldn't hear Junior because he was whispering 12 feet from the thing, he
Well,
said,
I mean, it'd be
if they
great,
did,
guys.
it'd be great. You know, I'm sure it will be great. I'm sure that's what they're making. I'm assuming it's like stars, the yellow for Sun and Moon or whatever.
What it's actually supposed to be is a remake of Sun. Well, yeah, basically a third part. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
A third part to Sun and Moon.
That's what it said.
But for the Switch,
Sorry.
Which
That'd be
is
cool.
fine because I haven't played Sun and Moon yet because I don't care.
But then I also want them
Yeah.
to. I also
switch to the.
I also want them to make it cross-compatible with the 3DS.
That would be nice,
Right?
and there's a good chance that it will be though.
Oh, would hope so.
Okay, so to cap off the Switch, every month, John and I do just a question.
Okay.
Sometimes incorporate into the show, sometimes not. So if you could have,
Pokemon.
did you read the notes, Junior? I know you did because you're
No,
being a
I
jerk.
didn't.
If you could have Nintendo come out and announce any game for the Switch that hasn't been previously announced, or I have on here specifically in the notes, Junior, or cannot be a title already announced, or that you know is going to be announced, i.e. Pokemon, Junior, we are looking at you.
They haven't announced it yet. Pokemon.
You know it's no Pokemon. Game Freak said they're making a Pokemon game for the Switch.
Fine.
So no.
Okay, let's think.
Be creative.
A Donkey Kong game.
Great.
A brand new one.
Great.
Spanking new.
Great.
Metroid.
Great.
Yeah.
3D or 2D.
2D.
I want 2D.
I want 2D
Yes.
too. I want 2D.
I want 2D with better graphics. There's nothing wrong with that. That platform was amazing.
Yeah,
the
agreed.
3D ones didn't do as well. They just
Or like where
they
it
were
switches.
Prime was
3D at some
good.
point.
It's just it didn't have that feel to it.
And I agree with that. It
It's the
was good,
same
but it
thing. Why?
wasn't
Okay, you made new Mario games and they're still 2D.
Yeah.
They're 3D,
That's true.
2D.
Come
yeah.
on, if Axiom Verge can do it, and if one man
Yeah.
can make Axiom Verge, one man making all the games that are good.
You
that's
can at
great.
least do
They
that.
can do
Make
it
it
too.
pretty, but put it in that platform, and I think it'll be great.
So I want to see if you guys can guess. I've been whining about this for
A
years.
Pokemon racing game. Oh, I'm sorry. Go. Keep going. Go.
No, that's what do you think my game is?
A robot game.
For you guys, no, it's not Gundam. This is like a Nintendo franchise that I love, and I
Okay,
haven't
well,
seen
let me give it
since
some thought. A
GameCube.
transform. No, something with robots.
It's not Robots, Junior. I know it's weird. That just throws you off, right?
But it's a Nintendo like
It's a Nintendo franchise
from back in the
and
day.
it was on Super Nintendo 64
Metal
and
Gear Solid.
GameCube. Yeah, because that was on Super Nintendo, Junior.
It was like NES.
No, that was Metal Gear.
Wow.
Whatever. Same.
I
stuff.
complain all the time. F-Zero.
F-Zero. No, F-Zero would be amazing.
There's two F-Zero-like games coming out for the Switch.
But
There's
why
Red
not
Out
do
and Fast and
F-Zero?
Furious. So
They're holding
the
off.
market's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So make it.
Yeah.
Please. Because no, F-Zero for the GameCube is still my favorite racing game of all time. Sega made one of the best, most amazing racers ever. That game was, it's got a cult following, and I'm nerding out. I'm sorry. I'm like Jimmy Fallon. I'm geeking out. It was so good you could break the game and fly because the physics were so tuned just so. Oh, I love F-Zero. My God, I'm horrible at it, but I love it. So that's what I'd like.
Okay.
I'd also like a 2D Metroid just for the
Yeah,
record.
Metroid.
An all-region Pokemon game.
That's right.
Honestly, if they come out and be like, all right, so we are going to do a Metroid and it is going to be that format, I'd go pre-order right now.
Right away. There's a couple games just instant sold.
And I love Zelda, but that's not selling me.
I agree.
You need to see the trailer. I'm telling you, the
and
gameplay.
I'll watch the trailer, but it's still not going to sell me.
You don't think so?
I'm a very pessimistic
That
individual.
trailer is pretty good.
Okay, fine.
But no, I know that I'm going to eventually get it. I think it's going to do good. I'm just not right now.
I understand why, because of the collectors. I'm the same
Yeah.
way, but I want to play it, and I'll get a collector's later. Whatever.
That's fine.
As a quick note, I just had a thought, and this isn't part of the show. So, can you imagine? So, Pokemon Company isn't actually not Pokemon. I keep saying Pokemon Company, but Game Freak.
Game Freak.
Yes, Game Freak.
Pokemon Company isn't actually owned by Nintendo.
No.
Correct. It's not.
So, what if they were just to break contract and say we're going to make a Pokemon game for the Xbox and for the PlayStation?
Oh, can you imagine if you had it where it was less cartoony?
Well, no, not even
there's
that.
There's
Just
that arc. Continue. I'm sorry. I'm spewing off.
Arc. You mean the with the dinosaurs?
Yes, they did a Pokemon mod for it. Have you seen it?
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That on a 360?
Oh,
Sure.
I'd play
Well,
it.
I'm just
Or
saying
not 360,
traditional Pokemon,
Yeah.
but can you imagine if there's one Pokemon for each console and it's like the different colors? So you have like on this console
Now-
you have Gyarados, on this console you have
my
Steve,
God.
and they can like
If you don't make it cross
I was
console,
thinking make it cross console, but that would be
You would
nightmare,
have
dude.
to.
Wouldn't I have to get each
they would have
one?
to have their own servers,
have
and
to have each console.
yeah,
That's crazy.
the translations alone between the systems would break everything.
That would be Armageddon, and deep
Bring it
inside,
on.
I really hope it happens. Just so I can see Junior scream.
I would.
Like I have to buy every console now
brain
because
would
you
explode.
would. You
Well, I already
freaking would.
have everything,
You do,
but-
yeah. But like new consoles, like here's a Pokemon for this new gaming PC kind of thing. You're just like crap. Build me a computer.
Right? I would have to do
Just
it.
for Pokemon.
I actually need you to do that for the arc because I need it.
Okay, that's
The
cool.
the mod.
I'll play with you. I
It's
have
awesome.
Arc. I think Arc's awesome.
Sweet. But Pokemon arc.
Cool. So now that we're at almost an hour, guess what, guys? The show's running long again because that never happens.
Yay.
We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to get into our sad discussion of consoles that never really quite made it. You know what's funny is when I was arranging the topic for the show, I didn't deliberately put the Switch into failed consoles category.
Yes,
but
you
somehow
did.
it's just
Yes,
I
you
swear I
did.
didn't.
Okay. All right.
All right, but we will be right back, everybody.
Okay, bye guys.
Hey there, listeners. It's Matt here. I wanted to take just a moment to speak about something that I'm sure is very important to everybody. Giant robots. You see, We interrupt this meaningless talk of robots for something that actually matters. This just in. Video games are good. Playing video games is better. It is the totally unbiased opinion of this fake reporter that you should purchase all of your video games from Game Over Videogames. From Mario to Madden, Galaga to Grand Theft Auto, Game Over has it all. Don't be that guy. Stop into your local Game Over Videogames today. I think that we can all truly appreciate. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening to this small example of why giant robots are really, really special. And now, back to Game Overcast. All right, and we're back with Game Overcast. Hi. I don't know what I'm talking
I'm
about.
seeing stars.
Junior was actually hanging upside down trying to do some sit-ups.
I wanted
It
to be
didn't work
Batman
out.
for a second.
I'm Batman. I don't know why Batman talks like Dr. Claw. It's a bit too low.
Yeah, it was.
That was kind of
It's a
low.
bit off.
Sorry, I'm still sick. All right, so now we're going into our main topic since we're already an hour into the freaking show.
Switch.
We're going to talk a little...
Oh, no,
yes.
wait, talk about Switch.
More Switch!
More Switch. No, I'm good.
We're going to talk about systems or peripherals or handhelds that have been released over the years that never quite got off the ground. They may have been cool, but for some reason or other, they didn't quite make it. You guys want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, we're talking about our own.
Yeah, we'll go over them.
Oh, okay, you go first.
The
yeah.
ones that we don't touch, I have a list of like a quick little things that are like major ones that we can touch on just really quick.
Okay.
That
I don't
think
want to
deserve
touch anything, but
mentioning.
okay.
Well then, whatever. So I'll do mine first. So when I was trying to think of my console, I was weighing a lot of options, like overall sales in the face of the competition, and then what year was made and how the economy was, what the gaming ecosystem was like, and then I threw all that crap out the window and put the Sega CD because I'm Matt. So
yeah.
So yeah, my system it's a peripheral, but I count it as pretty much its own hardware. It just ran power off of the Genesis pretty much. Was the Sega CD or the Mega CD as it was called pretty much everywhere else in the world. Sega Genesis was the Mega Drive. More or less everywhere except for the United States. There's a couple places that was the Sega Genesis, but most everywhere was the Mega Drive.
Was it in France?
Hmm?
France.
I don't know, Junior. I haven't been to France the past couple
Okay, I'm
days.
sorry.
Let me ask Henri. Hold on a second. Yes, see, it was.
It was.
Yes, it was. Oh God, horrible French accents. Woo.
Wow.
And so the Mega CD, released late '91 in Japan, '92 in America, and most other places. Really cool. One of the first CD-based gaming systems.
But not the first.
Not the first,
No.
no. Technically, what was it? The CDI beat it by like 2 weeks, and then the Turbo CD beat it by a little bit more than that too.
TurboGrafx,
The TurboGrafx
CD was the first.
That was the very first.
It was the very
yes.
first CD peripheral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the first, using pretty much the same tech, single speed drive, which we'll talk about later. But
I don't know what that means, but
well, you know how you have like X24 CD burner kind of thing. Your drive has different speeds. Like there's a speed of reading, and it can read faster, so it can read more
so
data.
this is
more
just a
quickly.
single speed.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So just as opposed to that kind of thing.
Okay.
Is that
What's the one
self-explanatory?
What's the one after that?
The kind that doesn't make noise. It's sonic
Oh,
booms.
okay. It's just silent.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So really, really cool system, revolutionary for its time period. Won a couple awards for being one of the more diverse and original consoles of its time. CDs, one of the main advantages of CDs was just data storage. The Sega CD games could hold about 300 times more than the average Sega cart, so they could do a lot more. They could add a lot more audio. They could do videos, the dreaded FMV video or full motion video, which was really, really awesome. It's
That's
also one of
time,
the things
yeah.
that dragged it down. It had, gave rise to all these FMV games like, Sewer Shark or like Lodestar, or you guys, what was the name of that? Night Trap.
Junior looks confused with the FMV.
Why are you confused, Junior?
I'm not. Continue.
Okay. you guys know about Night Trap though, and all like the mess Night Trap caused.
No.
Night Trap was one of the games that.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
Okay.
Night Trap was one of the games that they took before Congress in '94 for the big violent video games thing.
Oh.
Yeah. They're like, this is not appropriate. We should not sell this.
Yeah, and it's one of the games that, by course of that game being released, brought out the ESRB. Like that and Mortal Kombat, a couple other things that were there. So like this game is far too violent because it shows real people getting murdered in a video game.
Oh wow.
And to be fair, it was being marketed to like 7-year-olds without any kind of like for the parents knowing what was in the
Yeah.
game or not.
Right, I get it.
Like I'm all for violent video games, but I'm also all for the right people playing it and
Of
you
course.
everything. So that's fine. Why it failed? A couple reasons. When the 3DO came out like a year later, it was vastly superior technologically. Multi-speed drive that could do more. Because the Sega CD's single-speed drive, the FMV files were pretty bad. Like I don't know how many Sega CD games
They're
I'll play, but-
extremely grainy.
Never.
like Terminator has lots of clips from the movie, and you can't really tell what's going on because it's all grainy. Like think like an old dirty VHS tape, and you've pretty much got the picture.
No, it was worse.
It was
worse.
bad.
It was bad.
Okay.
And unfortunately, a lot of the Sega CD's games were FMV centric. I named a couple, but if you look upstairs right now, half of those games are just FMV things, which are cool at first. Like, have you guys ever played like Dragon's Lair, Space Ace?
Dragon's Lair.
Yeah, but those worked.
But it's the same thing where it's an interactive movie.
Yes.
Yeah,
you
those
play
are
that
cool.
once and you're kind of done.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what a lot of Sega CD games were. And mind you, it had some cool stuff, which we'll talk about, but that's kind of what killed it. Also, the Sega Saturn came out. So after, I think, the system came out, 93, 92, 91, 92?
Saturn?
Between 93 and 95, Sega just shifted all their stuff to the Saturn, which came out in 96.
Oh,
So
okay.
development just stopped. I mean, it still sold like 2.5 million consoles, so in those couple of years, it did pretty darn good. But when you compare it to the Genesis that sold 30, and the SNES sold almost 50, it just wasn't, it wasn't a success.
Yeah.
I think how it could have done better is possibly waiting a bit. Like, you're talking about the TurboGrafx. Maybe it waited to come out to be a little bit better tech.
Right.
Same thing with that. Maybe put a multi-speed drive in it. The big thing though is it needed more of the games that made it such a classic. Like to me, the Sega CD is one of my favorite consoles because of the good games.
Right.
I have a little list here of like the really good Sega CD stuff out there. Like Sonic CD was one of the best Sonic games ever made. It was traditional Sonic, but it had time travel. So you could click a switch and it would change the dynamic of the level,
Okay.
which was awesome. And it also had the single greatest opening in the history of openings with that song Sonic Boom, which I'm sure you all know. Sonic Boom! Oh, so
Sonic
good.
Boom.
The 90s are screaming at you and they are amazing.
Something.
So-
I don't know the
Save the
words.
Planet from Disaster?
Save the planet
Oh, no.
from. Okay.
I know it's playing in Smash Brothers, and
Oh, yeah,
over and over and over
Yeah, that's right.
it had a port of Earthworm Jim, which was amazing.
Oh, that's
'cause
cool.
It was Genesis Earthworm Jim with better animations and new levels and better soundtrack.
Uh-huh.
Potful Mail, which was essentially
Oh.
a side-scrolling action RPG with animated cutscenes. So
Mm-hmm.
good. It had some of the best RPGs ever made. Screw you, Final Fantasy, and I love Final Fantasy. It
Didn't
had
it have like a Panzer?
That was Saturn.
Saturn
Saturn.
had-
Okay.
Yeah.
But close. It had Lunar, Silver Star, and
Oh,
Cold Moon,
yeah.
which just amazing games. And they're on PS1 now and PSP, but revolutionary games with great combat systems, super good cutscenes, like really relatable, beautiful characters. Like there are not a lot of games that'd be like, that game made me cry. That game made me cry.
Oh my god.
No shame. You be quiet. They had a game called Vay. You've seen Vay in here once or twice.
They?
Vay.
They?
Vay.
VAY.
They.
Like you haven't seen Escaflowne, but it's a medieval strategy RPG with giant robots.
Oh god, of course.
So it's actually a really good game though too.
Okay.
And the Sega CD had bunches. It had a bunch of shoot 'em ups. It had Android Assault, which was the game about a giant robot. It had Robo OS, which was about a giant robot samurai.
You guys see why
Any
I like
other
the Sega
games
CD
that
here?
did not have a robot in it, man?
Yes, it had KO Flying Squadron, which was another shoot 'em up where you played a girl in a Playboy bunny costume riding a giant, a baby dragon fighting raccoons.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Booyah!
It's got robots in
But it had a lot
Oh,
of
there's
robots.
robots somewhere, yeah. But that game was freaking amazing. But then it had, have you guys played Eternal Champions before?
Eternal Champions, yes.
On the Sega CD, it was brilliant. It, to me, puts Mortal Kombat to shame. The fatalities were awesome and dynamic. You know how Mortal Kombat had like one level-based fatality with the spikes?
Yes.
Every
Yes.
level had like one or two.
Oh.
Had an amazing diverse cast of characters. Had vampires and cavemen, cyborgs.
Yeah,
and
it had a
just-
bunch of different ones, I
so
remember.
good,
That's
dude.
pretty cool.
And then it also had Snatcher. Do you guys know Snatcher?
You're saying
Nope.
Satcher?
Snatcher.
Billy Hatcher?
Billy Hatcher and the amazing Hideo Kojima.
Snatcher.
Snatcher, which was one of the first games made by Mr. Metal Gear himself, Hideo
Yes.
Kojima.
Yeah.
I would describe it, if you don't know what Snatcher is, as a visual novel / adventure game, so like King's Quest, set in a Blade Runner world, made by the guy who did Metal Gear.
I'd be okay with that.
Just take my money, right? So it had some amazing stuff, just not enough of it, I don't think.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome console. I have it.
Cool.
I own one. Yeah.
I got it. Well, I have that Terminator game. I can't actually play the Terminator game, but I have it. Yeah. Let's John go, because you're just pointing at John, and I'm letting him
Yeah.
go.
Go, John!
Go me. No, I actually went with the Wonder Swan. Very underrated, unfortunately. Got released around 99, or it was in 99, I believe.
Who made
April-ish
the Wonder
by
Swan?
Bandai.
Bandai. Power Rangers.
Great. No, the greatest thing about the system, in my opinion, is that it was owned by Bandai. They had so many licenses that they could just play with that dealt with anime. I mean, they didn't have to go through any other companies because they were the company. It was very great. Had a lot of support even from Square. I mean, they remade Final Fantasy 1, 2, and I know another one. I think it was 4 on that system. So, I mean, it had great games. It actually sold around 3.5 million, I think.
So it's pretty good for just Japan.
It only was released in Japan, and I think that coming to that was one of its downfalls and the reason that Nintendo actually kind of beat them out. Is
Never got out of the country.
well, a couple reasons. It was released a little later than it should have been. It was ready, or at least the idea for it and everything was ready a couple years before, but they didn't release it till '99. But by that time, Game Boy Pocket had already come out, and they were going into the color. And in mid-swing for the thing, I mean, they came out with the Game Boy Advanced, and it
Was
just
it a black
kept-
and white or color console, by the way?
They actually had both.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, first starting with the black and white, and then eventually coming with color. One of the really cool things were for the special editions, they actually gave it up to the consumers.
Really?
They put it as polls on their website.
That's awesome.
To be like, we're going to come out with some special colors, pick.
That's so
and
Japan.
we don't
Yeah.
get that much anymore. I wish they'd do that with things like the Vita and even the 3DS now.
Nope.
They
So-
kind of give you some cool colors, but no,
Not here.
they don't really ask you.
So Wonder Swan is one of the consoles that I've never gotten to mess with much, just
Yeah.
because we don't see them very often.
They have like a lot of anime games on there.
A lot of anime
Bandai,
games.
didn't
Yeah, it was Bandai,
hard.
dude.
Yeah.
Another really
That's
nice
all I
thing. You could play it vertically or horizontally.
That's what I was going to ask.
Oh,
Like-
what? That's
It
cool.
had a feature on most games. Like you could do it pretty much on all of them, but not all of them really took advantage of it. But for instance, shmups, and in general, if you
they
wanted to
just
play a
like the
shoot 'em up,
buttons on.
Well,
if
the
it
buttons
was
were ambidextrous.
yeah, they were. It had this weird like 4-directional button on the top left and another 4-directional button like your D-pad.
It's like what the Switch is doing with the D-pad that also counts as the face buttons.
Yeah,
So if you were to turn it, you would have one button up here that you wouldn't
Yeah.
use on the top left, but
Right.
you would still have buttons on the bottom to play games normally.
I got you. That's pretty
but
cool.
yeah, depending on the game, it was very versatile that way. kind of a cool idea, and we haven't even seen anything like that since.
It just kind of went away.
But yeah,
there was that and the Lynx, and that was kind
Well,
of it. Yeah.
I mean, you had the Game Gear and the Lynx, and the reason they didn't start off really with the color is they kind of just copied Nintendo going with the black and white, and they're like, well, the other color guys didn't do so well, so we're just going to go with black and white, which was an error on their part because they could have just gone with it and done color. I mean, it was a 16-bit handheld console. They should have just done the color in it.
That's
I think that
power
would
right
have been a big leap over the Pocket. They'd have had a head start on the Game Boy Advance stuff and the Game Boy Color. They just didn't, and it's kind of dumb on their part. I mean, the lack of going into other countries other than Japan, I think, is one of the main things that kind of killed them.
Just limits the market at that point.
Yeah.
How much
And
were they when they first came out?
honestly, black and white one was under $50, which was less than the Game
That's
Boy
crazy.
Pockets.
I would have bought one.
The color one was under 70, I think, American.
Which isn't bad. I mean, even 90s money, that's pretty darn cheap.
Yeah.
And which was still under the Nintendo products at that time for each one. So there was no reason it should have failed. It was just bad marketing, bad decisions.
You see that a lot in failed consoles where it was
Yeah.
a great piece of hardware and it just
I mean,
for lack
processor
of
was
trying,
better.
Yeah.
Even its black and white features for the Game Boy Pocket. Game Boy Pocket, I think, had like 4 colors it could handle. Like, I mean, it was grayed. It was the black and white kind of green, black, whatever. But that gray chromatic kind of coloration just couldn't handle what it could. It did like 8 different colors. So, I mean, you got more depth in the shading and everything. I mean, it was just...
ghosting also, which was nice.
It's kind of one of those few systems I'm like, that's sad that it failed because it should have done far better. And it wasn't until right at the end of its life that America really picked up and started getting really big into anime. And we had things back then like Toonami and
Tsunami.
I mean,
Well, you were wrong, Junior.
Also
No,
child.
but I mean,
the big 90s anime.
the big
boom.
90s
I know.
anime push was at the end of the 90s and early 2000s. That was a big thing, but they just still never released it here. They're just
That's Bandai as a whole, though, and we're going to talk not about video games for a second. Bandai hates me specifically, I think.
No, they don't.
They just they don't like releasing stuff over here because it's always been a fight to get like Gundam anime and other stuff like Code Geass or anything over here. Like,
Because nobody likes Gundams. We've had this conversation before, man.
and you're still wrong.
yeah, you're pretty wrong on this. My model collection will prove it.
It's like my model collection.
Your model
Says you are wrong, senor.
My bear guys will attack you one day.
Okay.
So cute, it's a little bear robot with claws.
Oh my god.
Devour your Pokemon.
Nope.
Pikachu use laser beam. Oh no.
Charizard will use flamethrower.
Yeah, and they all still
And
turn
they
to
will
jelly.
burn. Melt.
They'll still become charming.
No.
Oh, the nerd is real. All right, Junior, what you got for us?
I didn't pick anything today, guys. I'm actually gonna say that. Okay, I'm just kidding.
Oh, we're not surprised.
I picked.
Pokemon.
That was another reason my system died. Stupid Pokemon.
No.
Yes, it is.
I picked the TurboGrafx 16, which didn't have Pokemon, which is
The
probably
reason why,
probably why I
if
failed.
every system had Pokemon, it'd probably succeed.
They would succeed.
True.
No,
Probably.
They probably would have all succeeded. Yeah. Everybody loves Pokemon. Developed by. Has anybody heard of Hudson Soft?
Yes.
Yeah.
Home Electronic. I've never heard of Hudson
Yeah.
Soft.
Isn't Hudson guys who are buying Harvest Moon? I could be wrong, but
NEC
fact check
Corporation.
that. Huh?
Fact check that. And it was a combination between Hudson Soft and the NEC Corporation Home Electronics.
And you see, did a lot of computers back then also.
Oh,
That were only,
that's
like
why I don't
PC
know.
Engine had there was quite a few other like gaming PCs.
Okay.
That a lot of stuff like Snatcher was originally released for and stuff like that. But,
Gotcha.
Sorry.
That's cool. They wanted to. I was reading and they wanted to move on to gaming, so that's why they started doing the TurboGrafx
Exactly.
16.
Well, it's like American stuff. Like you had a lot of like Atari originally did computers.
Oh, okay.
Like you know, like I can't remember any of the model numbers now, but you'll get them here in the store sometimes. You know, the keyboards, like the Odyssey. That's why the Odyssey looked like a computer because originally it wasn't just a gaming console. It was like you could do your taxes and play base innovators.
I mean, hell, one of the things we have up there is a video editing software that you can put
Yeah.
to. I
you-
forget what console.
Or you have like the TI-99 stuff up there where
I mean, that was
like
straight up a
basic
computer.
programming. Yeah, and you had like a number muncher or like not number, but like a very early variation on that.
Yeah.
Japan had the same thing where it had like the TEC series and the I can't remember the names anymore as the X something or whatever, but you would have games like the early version of Metal Gear wasn't on the NES, it was on that instead. So.
Oh.
But proceed. Sorry.
Yes. So Hudson Soft did this. It actually was only about $200 back in the day when it came out in '89 here in the States.
So it was competitive then.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a neat little system. It was very, very compact. So it was kind of small for back then. It was also going against the Sega and the SNES coming around the same year. They came out.
I mean, beating the Sega's not hard, but the SNES.
Oh, that's so cute.
But they only sold about 750,000.
That's
So it's
so
not,
That's
and
not good.
that was here in the States.
Yeah.
It did really well. The PC Engine, which was the Japanese one, did very well in Japan.
I remember hearing about that, where it was actually more popular than the Famicom for a while, because it came out before the SNES, right? Wasn't it like you said in the 80s, like late 80s?
Oh,
Wasn't
the
it?
PC Engine came
Yeah.
out in '87.
Yeah,
Yes,
because I know that the Genesis was like 88, and then wasn't the SNES like 90?
91?
it was
something like that?
90.
Yeah,
90,
okay.
91. Yeah.
So it got the jump
91.
on it, and it was pretty impressive hardware. And like you said, it was small.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It had a lot of different peripherals, which
Too many, one could say.
too many one could. But that was part of its downfall as well. It only had one player port, so you could only hook in one controller
You had
to
to
it.
buy the
You
extra
had to
thing,
buy a
yeah.
turbo tap to make it 5 players,
Turbo Tap.
which was kind of weird. They had something to make it AV out. Are you slapping at me?
He's clapping you on.
Is that what you're doing?
Let's switch back to it.
Neat little system though. It had a lot of good games. It had a lot of shoot 'em ups. So there
Air
was
Zonk.
there was Air Sunk. There was a weird one besides the shoot 'em ups. There was one called Koryun. Have you heard of it?
No.
Or Karyun. It was a game with dragons and unicorns.
That sounds amazing.
It
I'm
does
down
sound
for that.
amazing, doesn't it?
Were they eating each other?
No, they were
Aw.
like fighting each other.
I love the
don't
idea.
know
Well,
why.
maybe they eat them after.
But I had the blazing lasers, the Musha, R-Type,
Oh,
Gun
Musha.
Knack, Soldier Blade, Air Zong, as we
Yeah,
were saying.
so many cool arcadey and shoot
Yeah.
uppy things. And the games themselves were really awesome. They were like little cards.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
the stuff the
They're-
Master System used for a little while
Yeah.
too. There's like they were not quite as thin, but like credit card size things.
About
Yeah.
2 to 3 times thickness of credit card, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it
Yeah, like dimensions
It was
wise, they were freaking amazing.
very solid format.
It's the first one that had that Splatterhouse came out on, actually.
Yeah,
It was a TurboGrafx 16.
dude. So yeah, it was a great system. It's just like you said, I think a lack of advertising. Once
Same,
again.
yeah, lack of advertising, lack of third-party publishers. They didn't have a lot of RPGs that we would have wanted here that they had in Japan, stuff like
Fools.
that. Fools.
like they weren't released over here. You mean?
Right, they had
Okay.
them. Like, they had Castlevania, but it was only in the PC.
It never
engine.
came over here
It
to the
never came in the
States.
States.
I hate that.
I do, too.
What do you think would have maybe made it do better?
I mean, if they would have had bigger third-party support,
Just brought the games over here.
pretty much, and maybe not have come out around the same time that the SNES and Sega came out.
Yeah.
But you
Probably
can't
would've done a little bit better.
you can't really control that part.
But they could have done better advertising, because when I was a kid, I'd never heard of a TurboGrafx. Like I just didn't know it
Me
existed.
either. Yeah, I didn't know what it was either.
That's a big problem right
Better advertisement. That's for a lot of failed systems.
there. Yeah. It's a presenting thing. But awesome. Thank you, Junior. So to round things down, I have it's a short little list of other like noteworthy consoles that just didn't hit it. We mentioned the CDI and its amazing library of games. So I won't talk about it anymore because the CDI was just crap.
Very much.
But like the console that beat out the Sega CD, the 3DO, didn't do so well itself because while it was technically superior, it was also $700 in 1993. So
Yeah.
that translates to about $1,000 now.
Yeah.
People didn't buy the PS3 a couple of years ago for $600. So specifically, the 3DO didn't succeed because it was just too darn much.
Yeah.
It had great games. It had Gex. Gex was amazing. It had Need for Speed. It had the single best version of Street Fighter 2 ever. Like to this day, it is still the best version of the game ever. At least I think. I could be wrong, but I think it's amazing.
I don't like
cool.
Street Fighter, so yay.
But I mean, for the lot of
But
people,
yeah,
it
no,
didn't.
I understand.
Like jazzy soundtrack, it just beautiful animations. It was just so smooth and so pretty. Mwah!
Another one I wish would have done well is the Neo Geo Pocket.
Yeah, so many failed handhelds. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
man.
we could do a show just on failed handhelds. 'Cause
Yeah.
you've got that. You've got like the Mega Duck, and yeah, there was a console called the Mega Duck.
Yeah.
TurboGrafx had the Turbo Express too,
Yeah,
which was a portable
which
one.
was
so.
literally a portable graphics. That's amazing.
Exactly, that would have been pretty cool.
We mentioned the Lynx already. Just a lot of failed handhelds.
Links,
Oh my
meh,
God.
but
Such
it had some really good ideas.
let me pitch you guys a gaming system, okay? And you tell me if it sounds like a great idea. We're gonna release a handheld.
2035.
what?
It's the year. It's 2035.
It is the year 2005. The valiant Autobots and what?
No. So your system.
So you have this cool. Imagine we're in the 90s. Okay, GameCube, not GameCube, Game Boy era.
Okay.
Cool handheld. It's going to be a little bit bigger. It's going to be a wide format, kind of like the Game Boy Advance. All right.
Okay with
It's
that.
going to have great games. It's going to have ports of like other games on the like Mortal Kombat and stuff on there and everything. It's going to have a touch screen. Mind you, in Game Boy era, it's going to have a touch screen. It's going so you can like pull out a stylus and do notes. It's going to have a calendar and like a planner, like a PDA, pretty much. It's going to have internet connectivity. In the 90s, isn't that awesome?
The 90s?
Yeah.
I guess.
Do you know what console it is? It's the Gamescom! Yeah!
What is that? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Did they make
Yeah.
that?
It's a handheld made by Tiger Electronics.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
And it was a piece of trash.
But it's Tiger Electronics, though.
They're mostly pieces of trash.
Yeah, you don't remember
I remember
Tiger?
playing-
Yeah, that
Yeah, I
company.
love those
They
games.
made a handheld.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's weird.
it was no bueno.
Okay.
And then you have what was the other one that I can't remember? Oh, the N-Gage.
Oh,
The-
Engage.
Oh, dude, that
Engage
game
was
is
cell
pretty
phone
cool.
ever.
Tomb Raider.
Ah, I remember the taco phone.
Taco
Yeah.
phone.
It's so funny. I had one of those.
Honestly, if I
Those
can get one of those, I'm painting it like a taco.
are cool. Oh my god.
Yeah, just give it like a little shell.
Yeah.
Showcase. But so there's that. There's the Neo Geo.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
Neo
yeah.
Geo, the AES Neo Geo had to be on here. The
Yeah.
AES, or Arcade Entertainment System, was a picture-perfect replication of a Neo Geo arcade cabinet in a console.
Yes.
So you could buy these games, which were massive 6-inch cartridges because they were the arcade games. So you could play Metal Slug. You could play Windjammers. Hey, Windjammers! King of Fighters. All these amazing arcade games, and they were perfect
At the
because they
same
were
quality.
Yeah. It was once again too expensive. The console was $650.
Yeah.
The games were like between $100 and $300 a
That's-
piece.
Well, you were buying arcade
Yeah.
boards. You were buying an arcade
Oh
board
my
in a
God.
shell.
I didn't know that until I did research for this. I knew the console was expensive. I know the games are crazy expensive now.
Yeah.
But damn.
That's
Yeah, that was maddening. So it was cool, but no one. It was
No
far
one
too
could buy
premium
it
of a
at the time.
price. The last one I have on here, and by far the most tragic console, I think, anyways, was the Dreamcast.
okay. I'll give you that.
Everyone knows Dreamcast, 98, 99, Sega's last console. You knew it was going to be on this list.
Yeah. It's
I remember
probably
burning games for that system. It was fun.
one of the reasons it
I have
died.
the memory of punching you repeatedly in the face until you couldn't move anymore.
Hey!
Deja vu? No.
Yeah, it was free games. Come on now.
Your mind, Maldonado.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Bring it.
Sega had a curse of forever being ahead of their time. Like the Sega CD was ahead of its time. The Saturn was ahead of its time. The Dreamcast brought, because there was other online gaming.
Yeah.
The Dreamcast made it a thing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And you know what? The Dreamcast had a microphone that was built in. The PS2 had a microphone that was built in too. Come on, Switch. Sorry.
Oh my god. I'm sure they have it in there.
You have to
They're
use
just
this.
not saying it there.
I'm at this point. I'm sure they do too.
Yeah.
Or they're gonna fix it before they actually.
Yeah,
do
they're
it.
fixing it right now. They're like stapling it.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it on time.
But I mean, and it had just an army of amazing games. You had arcade ports like all the Marvel vs. Capcoms. You had
Street
stuff
Fighter.
like Rez. You had Street Fighter.
Mortal
you had
Kombat.
Third Strike.
Right, it was so good on that one. Power Stone 1 and 2.
Power
Power Stone. You had
Good.
Sonic Adventure. You had like Berserk. It was so much good stuff.
Silver. There was a game called Silver that I loved. It was like a little RPG. It was pretty cool.
And then Skies of Arcadia. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, oh my. But
Oh, Shenmue. That was a good one
yes,
too. Yeah,
yeah. Oh, shit.
Yep.
that was a good one. I
Third
love
one's
that
supposed to come out sometime before we die.
one.
Apparently.
Never.
Never.
Like Kingdom Hearts 3, never.
now, yo.
We're gonna make this. We're not gonna release it, but
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Let's give them a trailer and then never release the game.
Yeah, it's like just.
I'm that kind of person. I'd do that.
Keep
So
them-
wrong.
keep
I
them
know
alive.
it's beautiful in a way.
It's beautifully tragic. It's like Pokemon on multi-platforms.
Yeah.
Just like sweet. It's like the Emperor. Let the hate flow through you. Ooh. But
I hate you both.
it's not nice, is it, Junior?
It's not
you
nice.
Gundam hating thing, you.
You are
You
mean.
started this.
You started this. Why can't you just like Pokemon? If you would like Pokemon, then
I don't dislike Pokemon.
Yes, you do.
I'm neutral.
I don't dislike Gundams. They're just dumb. I'm just kidding.
Thank you, John. But so the Dreamcast, I mean, it just, unfortunately, the advertising, once again, advertising here in this country was a disaster. Do you guys remember any of these freaky Dreamcast commercials?
I don't remember commercials. No. I don't.
Nope.
No.
That was the problem.
Did they have
I
any?
don't remember the
Well,
commercial.
They did. You would watch them, and you wouldn't know what it was for.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, do you remember the dancing baby from PS3?
Dancing baby.
The PS3, yeah, the commercial
Yeah.
was like a dancing CG baby or whatever.
No.
They also did it for the Pepsi
It wasn't, no,
commercials.
it was dancing, but it was like this weird, like, it was just weird.
Dancing Baby, I thought was Pepsi.
That's right, Peppy. But it was like a CGI like puppet.
Talking about.
No, there was a commercial. I forgot how, but it was like a
There was
weird
some
looking baby
CG
puppet
baby
thing.
thing, yeah.
And at the end, it was like PlayStation. What?
I don't remember
Yeah.
like commercials
It-
period for any systems, honestly.
I guess you'd call it
remember Get In or
artsy
Get Out?
commercials. They were weird.
Or it's like, you don't have a Sega yet. Show them the games.
I remember some commercial I was watching the other day was like a grandma and she's on a rocking chair and the son's like, "What are you playing? Like, we need to go to the arcade." I'm like, "No, we don't have
It's
to go
like,
to the
come on,
arcade."
dude. Yes.
Yeah, what is
But that's
that?
for Berserk. I
Oh,
think
I
it's
don't-
like old school, like Atari stuff. And it was
Yeah.
like a
That
grandma
was-
was like a grandpa.
It
He
was
like, this is
grandma.
so rad, bro.
It
And
was,
like,
it was grandma, grandpa.
It was a grandma.
no, I think there's two of them actually.
Oh,
There's one with
okay.
the grandpa
I remember
also.
the grandma one.
But that's
Those are-
it. Those were memorable.
Yeah.
But I don't remember none of
Genesis
these new
commercials
ones.
were
Over
memorable.
the top a little bit too.
Oh,
But,
What's the
but they
one
were
that had
funny.
had
Yeah.
They made you remember
They were
them.
edgy.
That karate guy who just kept saying.
Oh, Sega to Sunshine.
That
Yeah.
guy,
I'll
yeah.
tell you what, if he was here in America, I don't care if it made no sense. People would have bought that Saturn.
Nah.
It worked in Japan, man. The Saturn
No.
kicked the
All they
crap
would
out
have
of
had to do
64.
is just dub over it terribly,
Yes.
and we'd have loved it.
I
Whoa!
want to get that. Yeah.
Man, I
Yeah.
love that man. I want to meet that guy and shake his hand. He'll throw me and I'll explode and it'll be worth it.
He's probably dead now.
That's rude.
Wow, Junior.
Well, I'm just
Actually,
saying.
no,
it's
he's not.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
not.
okay. We should go shake his hand.
You
then.
negative.
He was like, dude, one, he was
I
like,
don't know.
He was like 35. Two, he's Japanese, which means he's going to live forever.
I don't understand the concept of time. I really
Japanese
don't.
people are healthy. They aren't like us.
Oh. Hey,
Um,
I'm really healthy. Thank you, sir.
Says the man eating Cheetos and popcorn right now. Stop it. But that, and then unfortunately, it was up against the PS2.
Yeah.
And the PS2 was, I think, arguably, objectively, the best console ever made. What? Think about it for a second. The PS2 had literally everything.
Didn't have Pokemon.
Thank God for that.
But it had Digimon.
Yeah,
It did have Digimon.
And-
Digimon was good.
And
It had-
Monster Rancher.
Monster Rancher.
and-
It had
Kingdom
didn't have
Hearts.
Jade Cocoon 2 was on it. I
Yeah.
think. It had Kingdom Hearts. It had shooters. It had action games. It had racing games. It had
It's
literally
God of
everything.
War, Devil May Cry. Yeah, Call of Duties.
It was just you couldn't compete with, and it played PS1 games too.
fully backwards compatible.
That's true,
So
that was pretty good.
And it played DVDs, so it just crushed.
It was a good
underfoots.
system.
yeah.
The fact the Xbox survived at all was amazing because the PC was just a juggernaut.
Which it could have done. Well, we're not going to go into that.
No,
it could
the
have done
Xbox
better
wasn't a failed
too.
console.
The original Xbox.
The original
Yeah.
Xbox didn't do as well as it should have.
Because all
But
the good
whatever.
games are on the PC. That's what Xbox One's doing right now.
Yeah.
The 4 good games, because Scalebound got canceled. So like, Xbox
Oh,
exclusives.
Scalebound got canceled.
Yeah.
What?
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, surprise.
It's so sad. I don't look
Yeah,
really
Platinum,
good.
yeah, they announced it was canceled. So Platinum Games, they're working on a Near Automata.
Is that have
which-
anything to do with the Nier game that came out on
Yes.
PS3?
The demo's amazing though, by the way.
No. But I've seen it.
Yes,
but
it does.
doesn't remind me of Nier.
It doesn't at all. No, I don't know the story, but I know it's because Nier was a really cool, really weird, really depressing game. You know the story behind
It
that,
was
right?
very nice. Yeah.
Where the true ending deleted your save file.
No, I don't remember
Yes,
that.
because the true ending to actually have everyone else be happy, like your character had to disappear from existence, and they took that literally, where they would actually delete your save, and you couldn't make a copy of it. It was just gone.
Huh.
Makes
So
sense, but
it was
kinda
tragic and sucked because you had to beat the game like 4 times to get to that part. It's like, yay, 90 hours. Bye. But this new one,
So
it's,
they're
it's,
working on this new one.
yeah, it's Platinum Games, but yeah, so they canceled Scalebound, which the Sega's look cool. So Xbox One has Halo Wars 2 and Crackdown 3, and that's all that I know of.
Oh, like exclusives? Yeah.
That's it. But I mean, to be fair, I mean, what does PlayStation have? They have Horizon, which looks amazing, and is there anything else exclusive? And God of War. So
Uncharted.
and Uncharted. Well, oh yeah, the new Uncharted thing's coming out also, like the DLC for whatever.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Or are you talking about upcoming?
Upcoming. Well, they have. There's the add-on for Uncharted 4. We get to play as the 2 girls.
Yeah.
That looks
Yeah.
epic. My God. But sorry, back on Sega Genesis. Oh my God. Lord have mercy.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Mint juleps for everyone. All right. Oh, I'm gonna go home and read The Great
What about
Gatsby
the
or
second-
something.
The Genesis. Oh, the Dreamcast. You're talking about
So
Dreamcast.
poor advertising, and it was just decimated by the PS2. Like it just picked
I
it
wonder
up.
who
and
found out that they could burn a game. It was like, try burning a Dreamcast game. And I'll play
probably
it.
an idiot like you stuck it in the microwave. I'm sorry, June. I didn't mean that.
Why would I stick it in the microwave to burn a disc?
Because it burns
It crackles.
in the microwave.
Fool.
It
Shut up.
does.
Yes, it does. You're right.
It goes.
You're a 10-second light show. It's kind of fun.
Yay, fireworks.
And then it gets boring. And
you put
warps.
disc in the microwave and then play the opening of Disney movies like da na na na.
No, there's a correlation between the entertainment I get from that and what I get from you. About 10 seconds, and then it gets boring.
I don't want to mess up my microwave. Why would I do that?
It won't mess up your microwave.
Eventually, it'll
Plasma's fun.
catch- Okay.
Ask your sister about plasma and microwaves one day.
No. No.
What did y'all do?
No, nothing. It's not a story for the podcast.
Fine.
But, all right, so that does at that note with the mystery plasma story that you're never going to hear about.
What happened?
As always, if there was a failed console that we missed or something you don't agree with, if you insist that the TurboGrafx was a success, let us know. Podcast at GameOverVideogames.com. You can comment on the YouTube channel. You can come into the store and yell at John and Jr. I may not
yell
be
at
here,
I wouldn't.
but-
I won't listen to you.
I'll yell
yelling.
back. I'll yell back at you.
But let us know.
No,
let
he
us know
won't.
what you'd like to have for if you like to.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
Words.
If you have ideas for future shows,
Yeah.
let us know.
Pokemon.
We've already done that. You
Nobody
were
likes
on
Pokemon,
it.
Junior.
But speaking of future shows, next month.
Pokemon?
Yes, Junior Pokemon. Pikachu with a Master Sword because we're doing Zelda.
Yes! Are you doing Zelda, really?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
We're doing
Can I be
Zelda
in
Link.
it? I'll be back, folks. See you next week.
Literally everybody wants to be on the Zelda show. We're gonna need a lot of
Yeah, but we're
microphones.
better.
Literally everybody wants to be on the Zelda show, so we're gonna need a lot of microphones.
Also, we're all going to be on it.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a 20-man show.
Sweet.
So stay tuned for that. But thank you very much. As always, I'm Matt, and this is John.
Bye.
This is Junior.
Bye, guys.
I'm pointing at them. You can't see them.
Yep.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time on Game Overcast.